She took credit for homemade chocolates, so I confronted her. Now she left. So a couple days ago my girlfriend and I were celebrating and she told me she made me chocolates as a gift. She was super excited about it, saying she spent hours on them. She works a small waitress job, so she doesn't have a lot of money, so I didn't mind her spending less compared to what I got her. I thought it was sweet that she tried. I didn't even know she knew how to make sweets because she always says she can barely cook. Anyway, I asked her how she learned how to make them, and it turns out she just melted pre-made chocolate and poured it into molds. She didn't make any of the fillings herself either. She used store-bought caramel and fruit spread. Basically everything was pre-made. She didn't seem to put in much effort, but she was really proud of herself. Usually I try to let things go because she's sensitive to criticism, but it bothered me that she made it sound like everything was from scratch. So I confronted her about it. She got upset and said she did make them because she put in so much effort. Halfway through arguing about whether it was okay to describe it that way, she started texting someone and said she didn't want to argue anymore. She ended up having her sister come pick her up, and she's been staying with her for the past 2 days. Her sister called me a jerk on her way out too, which makes me think maybe my girlfriend explained the situation differently to her. At first I was really sure I was right, but now I'm wondering if I should have been more forgiving. At the end of the day, I know she's not an experienced cook, so maybe I shouldn't have expected everything to be made completely from scratch. She's usually really sweet and texts me a lot, but she hasn't been talking much these past couple days, so I'm starting to think maybe I overreacted. TLDR. She said she made me chocolates when she melted pre-made chocolate and assembled them. I confronted her, her sister called me a jerk, and now I'm wondering if I overreacted. Edit for clarity. Some people are upset about the way I talk. She knows I call her my girl, she calls me her dude, and she refers to it as a small waitress job too because it's basically a side gig. That's just how we talk. Some people asked about age and what I got her. I'm 32 and I got her some old figurines she collects. Also, some people think she put more effort into this than it sounded like from her explanation. I've seen comments about thermometers and how difficult it is to properly temper chocolate, but she said she only used the microwave to melt it and she doesn't own a kitchen thermometer. She has very little cooking experience and described it as melting chocolate, pouring it into molds, and adding store-bought fillings. That doesn't sound like traditional from-scratch chocolate making. Some people suggested I try making my own to see how hard it is, and I might actually do that because what others are describing does sound challenging.